Good morning. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Twisted Threads. Good morning, YouTube channel. Good morning, everybody. So I decided to get on here this morning. Yes, I'm late. I'm going to be late. But I wanted to take a few minutes. I was trying to sort of like cheat and get a little bit of work done at home before I went into the office because it's always a blast when we get up in there. But today I'm sharing a little bit of news, and normally I don't really, I'm one who you will know what I've done, you may not know what I'm doing, and I'm still that way, and I always believe that, it's a lot of things that we can have going on in our lives, but I had just an amazing beginning to this week that I wanted to share a little bit, and then talk a little bit about the experience, and you'll see some more of this because I bought a house on Monday. Yeah, I bought a house. But I didn't buy a house like you would think. Well, yes, I'm here in North Carolina and purchased a home. But on Monday, the home that I bought was my first investment property. And so why is that important to me? I entitled this one that this is personal because the folks who really, really know me, you could fill in the blanks and think about the parts of my testimony that and then there's the true story, and there is the struggle, and there's being me, a single mom, and raising 5 children, 4 boys and a girl, some of the most diverse personalities that anybody would want, and my desire was always that I would be able to provide a home for them. But I remember once upon a time where when we would move to places, I wasn't able to say that I was mother of 5 children, because they'd be like, no, y'all can't live here. Literally, no, you all can't live here, because I couldn't afford a 4-bedroom. My pockets was only for a studio. But the reason why me purchasing a home is personal is because this being my first investment property, and I say it that way because it is the first. Y'all know I don't really do anything small, so it's personal for me because I understand the significance of this purchase. And my name being listed in the Register of Deeds office here in North Carolina, because it shifts. It's a shift. And so the shift is economic, being able to show my family how we will move towards more financial freedom, being able to secure that financial freedom for myself, but also being able to extend opportunities that were afforded to me by those folks who were like, I want to take a chance on this sister with these 5 kids, and I think they're going to jack up my house. And we probably did. So they weren't lying, but that's what y'all got y'all security deposit for, get you some renter's insurance. But along the way, the reason why I say it's personal is because I also had to change my mind about a lot of the things that I think about. I had to change my mind about my views on things. I had to change my mind about myself. When I first was introduced by I call him my real estate coach, and a good friend, it just was, oh, that's good. That's nice. Oh, you own property. Oh, that's nice for you. Good. Best wishes with that, and then I started learning a little bit more about it, and we had conversations about it, and I did research myself, because you all know that, one, I'm by the book. I'm very thorough. I'm that way because people had a reason to say no to me. Like, it was legit to be able to say, no, you can't fit 5 kids in the 1 bedroom. But we did. We did. So the significance of my purchasing the home in Pennsylvania, I was very happy. Most of my kids, they were old enough to know what it meant for me to purchase a home and for us to move, and be a part of our community in a different way as homeowners. And we're still trying to perfect that relationship that we have, and all of the neighbors. I think we still got a body count of 0 as we are entering into almost our 9th year at that location. And that's our home. But this house here, that house over there, we had to do a mortgage. And I say we because I always feel like, I've had a host of people who supported me, who did things in my life to help me and encourage me along the way. So a lot of times it hasn't just been me. And then I move here to North Carolina, and I get to understand, what that team of me looks like. And it's not so much I try not to have, pity parties. Oh my goodness, I'm down here all by myself, because I got people around me. But then you get to a point of, how you go and you drive, and then they say, it's a one car bridge. Only one car can pass at a time. And so it doesn't matter whatever other cars, and you could be traveling with a caravan or you're following somebody. Only one car can pass at a time. And so I came to a point where it was, I had to make some decisions on my own. And really what it was is, I could do things quick and fast, or I could take my time and allow the lessons to seep into my being. So, I learn a little bit differently than others. Fast lessons don't really do anything for me. But when I learned the lessons about how to change my mindset about money, about investments, about my place in the world, and my impact in particular corners. It's one thing for me to say that I am a boss. Yeah, people call me boss lady. It's all good. I answer to it because it's who I am. It's who I am in my persona. And then I get the opportunity to purchase a home. And when I say purchase a home, I mean there was no mortgage. That God provided the opportunity for me to write a check, hand it over, get some keys, and now the registered deed says who owns that piece of property? Me. It's not a mortgage on it. I don't have to pay nobody for it. That for the rest of my life, if any of my family need a place to stay, we might have to kick some people out, but we got some place to stay forever and ever. And so sometimes, we think about that when it comes to us purchasing a home and we're mortgaging the home. But the challenge with that is this: when you're thinking about money and we're thinking about the blessings that come, we still got to pay. Like, I still got a mortgage in PA, and so this money from here, from this investment property, I'm going to be somebody's landlord. And, a lot of times in the word, I'll tell you why it's so personal. Because for every no that I had, when I had to lie about my children, when I had to not tell the truth, I prayed a prayer and I was like, God, I just want to tell the truth. Like, I just want to be honest about the aspects of my life. And even if people don't believe it, let me tell the truth and my family not be held in detriment. And so a lot of people don't really understand, when I say it's personal. But literally, I got keys. I got about a 1/4 acre of land, and it's a nice house. We got a few things to kind of do to get it like moving ready. And then I get to provide the opportunity for possibly another family, not to move into an apartment, not to move into my house, but to move into a home for their family, because it makes a difference for our children. It makes a difference. We're seeing so many reports. I don't care what administration did it. We got kids that are not with their families right now. And now we've got to move forward with trying to figure out, how do we keep families together? So when we talk about be the change that we want to be, me purchasing my first home, like I'll tell you, my real estate coach, he was like, you got to do this and you got to do that, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, and his stuff, he's like, he fly that his home, he got all kinds of stuff. And I was like, they're going to break my stuff. I don't want to do that. But then I had to put myself in front of myself as a mirror and be able to say, well, what would you want? And so one of the lessons that he taught, and I won't give it all, but it was, when you are searching for an investment property, you want to look for somewhere that you would want to live. So where do you want to live? Where do you want to be? What things do you want to do? And so, I live very comfortably now. It's not really that I want for a lot of stuff. I got over my breakup with Brian, and now we on better terms now. We Facebook friends and everything. He sent me DMs and all of that. That's another story. Anyway, I think somebody catfishing me, but I'll just stay there. It's personal because it's mine. And for a lot of years, I remember when I bought my first home in PA, and I had a gentleman who he would park it, so we didn't have sidewalks there, and he would park his car on my grass. And I would flip out, every bit of Jersey would come out of me. And I'd be like, if this man park on my grass one more time, he ain't going to see the church girl that most of y'all see. He's not going to see the businesswoman that most of y'all see. He's going to see something that he ain't going to know what to do with, because I'm about to come out the bag on him. And so, he kept doing it. And he didn't live in the neighborhood. He was a guest of somebody. And so he got a note from me one day. I won't tell you what it said because, It probably wasn't legal, but he didn't park on my lawn no more. That's all I'm gonna say for that. I did let him know what the consequence would be if he parked on my lawn again. That's all we're gonna say for that. Yes, I am a wordsmith, so you better know he knew if your tire sit on my grass one more again, we gonna have an art session with your car and some utensils from my kitchen. Anyway, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, I'm her. I'm learning lessons every day. I'm changing every day. The person who is living is learning new things every day. Is challenging themselves every day. This is one of the biggest challenges. It's one of the biggest checks I've ever wrote in my life. The fact that that money is there, you know, was there for me to be able to write that check. It literally was a step of faith and trust, not just in myself and in other people, but also a testament for my faith in God. Because I'm like, okay, Lord, now, you know, I'm around here and I call it trusted. But when you got a bank account, look, sometimes it becomes difficult for you to identify exactly what trusting God looks like when you could pay for stuff, when you don't have to worry about when's the next meal. Like, I don't know what my meal in 2019 is going to be, but I think we're going to be all right for 2018. I know we were okay for 2017. So when you got that money in your pocket, is that really faith? So you have to be careful on how you exercise your faith when you know you could pay for stuff. Now, our Bibles tell us, you know, and different religions, y'all know it talks about abundance and being, you know, the lender and not the borrower, being above and not beneath. All of these things that come into play, like, it's good. And then you live it. And then it's like, okay, Lord, you know, I'm trusting you because I'm going to pay my tithes and I'm going to sow my seed over here and I'm going to do all of this. And some things, you know, I send my seed on assignment because that's what I was taught. If you weren't taught that about your tithes and your offering to your local churches, or, you know, and you can tithe to more than just the church, because I tithe into people as well. But that's a whole nother story. This is personal. Purchasing my first home, because now my kids want to know, well, mommy, how did you do that? You know, them kids got money. All right, we ain't gonna go there. They got money. And part of what I have to realize is that their work hustle, oh, I know they got that from me. I know they got that from me. Certain things, you know, I don't give all the bad stuff away, but, you know, certain of their traits, we say is part of that other 23 chromosome DNA portion. But as we move forward, as they're asking the question, so how are you doing that? And what are you doing? It's like, come on, well, we could do one together. We could do, like, I know more now that I'm not an expert, but I can teach somebody enough to get to where I am now. And then somebody else takes the reign to take it to the next place. And so, yes, I'm learning all about this. There are things, you know, I'm reading, I'm YouTubing, looking at YouTubes. I'm figuring out what the resources are, because that's what my mentor has done for me. It's like, look, I'm getting information in this area. And sometimes we also have to understand, I know that I am one of the most stubborn people. So I pray blessings for him every day, because even the conversation that he starts with me, I'm already inside eye mode. Like, now what you about to say? Who? What, where this gonna work at? But I know that my mind is changing. And so, you know, when we're working with people, we gotta be patient. And sometimes we may not understand their vision. Somebody may tell you something and you be like, oh my goodness, that's the craziest thing I ever heard. But if somebody has a vision for something, like, we've got to support them. We've got to encourage them. We've got to figure out how do we push forward with things, because it's a big deal when somebody says, I have a dream. I have a vision. I've got something that I want to do. I want to establish my family in a different way. I want to make a change that's going to make a positive impact in my life first, and then I get to be able to make a positive impact. So if y'all in North Carolina, you know, and, you know, inbox me, I'll let you know where the house is. All y'all can't know where I'm at. Y'all know how I do. But I'm excited about it, and I don't always celebrate the way that other people do. But Monday, I you know, there was sort of a mini celebration, and my real estate coach, he was like, yes, you know, look at what Karen did. And I know that it was to be celebrated, but it still was, I had that mindset of, what if something gets pulled under the rug? And so I had to address that with myself. I didn't do well with that, you know, portion of the test. But today, you know, it's official. Name is in what? The Register of Deeds office. Who? Karen Sims, owner of that property, my piece of land. And I'm excited about that. And now I get to celebrate. I don't like premature celebrations. It's sort of like maybe carrying all them babies, Braxton Hicks and everything. It's like, they coming. Oh, wait, they ain't coming? Oh, man. And disappointments in our life, sometimes they change our mindset. And I know, we talked about the world is waiting for us and all of the different things that are going to that we continue to encourage you all with Twisted Threads. But now we got to move into talking about how do we change our minds? Like literally, we got to change the way that we think about money. And somebody else's way may not be your way. Like that's the one thing that I know with this real estate coaching, that working with a friend was good, because I had to be like, sometimes, time out. I don't know what you're doing, and you're going to need to slow this down for me, because I'm not just doing it to do it. If I was just doing it to do it and be like, okay, on to the next one, I hear, okay, we got to get this one settled before we get to the next one. So, real estate lady, I tell her, look, we're going to be back in a couple of months, so treat me right, because, I will drop you. Yeah, commitment issues with even the business people. Anyway. But it was a good experience. Everything went well. I learned more. I learned more about me. And I had time after the purchase to spend time in the house, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm going to be here. I need to breathe this all in. And so because that property, like I did the same thing when I rented the place I'm in now. I know it sounds crazy, but just, there's a method to my madness, and it don't matter if you don't understand it. That's between me and God. And some things we have to understand that our vision is for us. Maybe talking to people about a portion of it. Like there's nobody who I share everything with. Now, when the Lord send a husband, he'll know it all. Send him Jesus. We got a place to stay. Okay. Anyway, all of those things, it's, how do I change my mind? How do I change my mind about being a mother of adult children? They grown now. Sometimes I think I'm being a cheerleader, and then they think that I'm telling them what to do, and that causes issues in our relationship. Sometimes, with me talking, because people don't really understand, like when I say it's personal, that's my timeout. If I say it's personal, I need to, it's like no more questions, or if you close enough, you can ask the questions to try to figure out what you want to learn about me. But this property, this venture, all of this personal. Because why? Because now my bank account look regular, and I'm like, I want my money back. Okay, no, I don't want my money back. And then I remember Jehovah is my provider, so I don't have to worry about what the things are, but I do walk and move in discernment. So that means that I don't hurry up, because I'm checking and making sure that my decisions are approved. And I'm not asking for approval from a bank. I'm not asking for approval at this particular time from a spouse. So sometimes my answer takes a little bit of time, because I need to get myself centered. I need to get myself in a place where it's like, okay, God, is this the move that you've ordained for me? And I make no mistake about my relationship and what I do, but this is also how I move in business. And I know that the success that I have been able to see, some God has allowed me to create for myself, some just drop out the sky, and I'll be like, ooh, favor. Thank you. It's a real thing, but I try to walk in discernment. The final thing I'll say, and then I gotta get to work. I really gotta get to work. Is this: encourage somebody. Encourage somebody. I had people who were encouraging me along the way, because this was heavy for me. This was heavy for me because this was a generational thing that I get to celebrate. And maybe some of you have already done this already, and it's not a brand new, but when I tell you from where I started to where I am right now, like this is all God ordained, and I knew it. But when I moved down here, I didn't have these connections. I didn't have these coaches. I didn't even, I had the resources, but I had them tucked in a different way. We'll talk about it in a different way. The two things: encourage somebody. Be okay with putting your style into the way that you create your future. Why? Because that's how God ordained it. If God wanted Kimberly to do something, he would have told Kimberly how to do it and Kimberly would do it her way. But since he gave it to Karen, there's a different thing. And I understand, we was all watching the wedding. And one thing that always enamored me about the queen is that I don't know where her husband is. Where he died or something. I don't know where yet. But even when alone, the queen rules. Even when alone. So my status doesn't change. I know a lot of people have disqualified me, maybe, and this could be all in my head. So again, this is part of the mindset change. I literally had to tell myself it doesn't matter what other people think about me. If you disqualify me, if you don't invite me because I don't have a +1, well, we shouldn't be cool anyway. Why? Because you don't want two of me nowhere, okay? One of me, that's enough. Keep it popping and we good. I know that the queen still rules. And I have an example of it. And so while I'm over here and literally building a legacy, an empire, whatever you want to call it, these are things that I wrote down more than 10 years ago. And so now to see them manifest, it is surprising to me because I didn't know how it was going to get done. I just was obedient, write the vision, make it plain. That's what we going to follow. They know where to try. The kids, they try to be slick with it and think they ain't going to fall in line. But I've shared the vision with them as well. I'm still talking too much. I've said all that I need to say. I'm a landowner. Yeah, this is dope. Like, for those of you who need a dictionary for what that really means, it's not a bad thing. One of the dopest things that I've done so far as personal accomplishments, this is personal because I know that on June 18th, with the signature of my name and the transfer of the check, my children's lives are different. Now, I'm going to say this to Ray because I see that he is watching. Ray sometimes gets salty. This is my son, Raymond. Ray sometimes gets salty because he's like, why did you wait to have to get to come up now when we all in our separate areas and they kind of struggling in they different places? I think that they doing fine. Ray got 2 jobs. He working for a university. He doing his thing. I'm proud of my son. But this is my money. Mind your business. That's my answer to that. I love you though, because, I could be another mother, but it's their fault. I think I would be a nicer, soft-spoken, nah, that's a lie. I'm the mother I am because of the children that God has charged with me. And now we get to continue to create legacy. We get to, this is number 1 and we got a plan for a lot more of them. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I done sent the picture because like I said, all y'all can't have the address, but we're excited because this is literally what is going to break any, generational poverty, anything that was in our line before. Now we got other things, but now we get on to the next thing. Finish line is right there for us. I'm be somebody's landlord. Y'all pray for these tenants because y'all know I like to drive through and just pop up on stuff. But I'm excited. I know, I ain't jumping around. I ain't being crazy or nothing like that. But literally Sunday night, I sat in my house here in where I'm at. I'll be forgetting. I can't tell y'all where I'm at. I know y'all don't. Yeah, y'all care. Y'all be at my doorstep and then I'll have another thing. But there were tears of joy. Tears of joy. Tears of joy. Tears of joy. Because I just kept thinking, out of all of the people in the world that God could have chose to bless the way that he blesses me, like, he chose me. He know what's back there. The stuff that I don't want y'all to know. The stuff that I'm hiding. The stuff that better not nobody tell even after I'm dead. He knows all of that and still chose me to say, yes, I'm giving you this portion of elevation right now. I hope that encourages you. Really, I just came on here because I wanted to celebrate because this is a big milestone for myself, for my family. And y'all, if y'all on our pages, you see all the wonderful things that God is blessing us with. If you don't like seeing people being blessed, then you need to delete yourself now because more is coming. Y'all have a great day. Look, June might be my favorite month from now on. Okay, I need you to know it's something about that registered deeds office. I might go bring them coffee. I don't know. We'll see by next week. I love y'all. Have a great day. Remember, changing your mind is not a bad thing. We are alive. Change is constant. We get to be a better version of ourselves every day. And now I'm a better version of me with what? 3 sets of keys. All right, y'all have a good day.